what is a line of symmetry? To figure that out, I want you to look at these two groups of shapes. In this group, we have shapes with lines of symmetry. And in this group, we have shapes without lines of symmetry. So you tell me, what does it mean to have a line of symmetry? Why do these shapes get to be in this group? I want you to turn and whisper to your partner or your neighbor or yourself. A shape has a line of symmetry if what? A shape has a line of symmetry if you can fold the shape along that line to create what? To create two matching halves. Is that what you were thinking? All right, well, let's see what this means. Here's my heart. It has a line of symmetry because we can fold it down the middle to create two matching halves. The line of symmetry of my heart goes like this. The same thing is true with my isosceles triangle. If I fold it down the middle, it creates two matching halves. It also has a line of symmetry like that. Now this gets really fun because some shapes, like these guys, oval, rectangle, and double arrow, they each have two lines of symmetry. I can fold it this way, and I can fold it this way. Same thing is true with rectangle. I can fold it horizontally, and I can fold it vertically. Double arrow, the two matching halves go like that, and the two matching halves go like that. So on those shapes, let's show that each of these shapes has a vertical line of symmetry as well as a horizontal line of symmetry. Vertical and horizontal. Now I saved the pentagon for last because he's the sneakiest of these shapes. And I actually, oh no, I dropped my pentagon. I actually don't want to give anything away because when you get to your challenge level, the pentagon is going to be there. So for now, I'm just going to show you this one line of symmetry and tell you that that's not the only one. I want you to look for the other lines of symmetry that the pentagon might have. Now, the shape that gives a lot of people headaches is this friend right here. The parallelogram, people always want to tell me that it does have a line of symmetry. So let's see what happens when we fold it. See how the edges don't quite match up? They're not quite a perfect match. Same thing happens when we go across. The edges are not quite the same. Now, surely if I go diagonally, that has to work, right? Maybe it has a vertical line of symmetry, a diagonal line of symmetry, I mean. But no, you can see that they don't line up that way either. So just remember, beware of the parallelogram. The parallelogram does not have any lines of symmetry. So let's go on the hunt for some lines of symmetry in real life shapes. There can be vertical, horizontal, or diagonal lines of symmetry. We're going to draw all the ones that we can find. So here we have a crescent moon. I see that if I cut the crescent moon this way, the two halves would match up perfectly. But if I were to try to cut it vertically or diagonally, it would not. Let's look at this weird right angle arrow. Here's my vertical line of symmetry. Nope. What about my horizontal? Nope. But if I cut it diagonally, it looks like those halves might fold to match. All right, how about this one? Vertical, that matches. Horizontal does not match. And diagonal does not match. It asks us to label these. So let's go through and label each one. This first one was a horizontal line of symmetry, which means it goes with the horizon. Here we have a diagonal line of symmetry. That doesn't look like it's spelled right. It's not. I forgot a letter. We have a diagonal. So sorry. And finally, we have a vertical line of symmetry, which goes up and down. Now the fun part, and I mentioned this before, is that a shape can have more than one line of symmetry. So we can have a great time trying to find all the lines of symmetry in the shape below. We saw the double arrow already. We know that it has a vertical and a horizontal line of symmetry. So this one has 2 lines of symmetry. The square is a fun one. How many lines of symmetry do you think a square has? Vertical and horizontal are easy to find. But because all the sides are the same length, you can also fold the square on either of its diagonals. So the square actually has 4 lines of symmetry. All right, let's look at the next one. Vertical? Nope. Horizontal? Diagonal? It does not. So this weird trapezoid, it's called an irregular trapezoid, has no lines of symmetry. Okay, last but not least, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This looks like an irregular hexagon. How many lines of symmetry does this shape have? Horizontal? Nope. Vertical? Oh, there we go. It does have one going that way. How about diagonal? Nope. Nope. So this is an example of a shape with just one line of symmetry. Want the worksheet I'm using in this video? Click on the link below and get the full packet, including partner practice, 3 pages of independent practice, a challenge page for your early finishers, and an exit quiz. Thank you for watching and happy teaching.